any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
No, this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Team Texas Tuesday. And, we talked yesterday about changing Media Monday to Oh My Goodness Monday. I don't know why my throat's all jacked up. It was fine earlier, but now that I'm talking about changing Team Texas Tuesday to something else, my throat don't want to act right. I don't understand what that's about, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, there's a lot going on in the world of sports, and we're going to talk about all of it. NBA playoffs last night, I said a couple of teams would get right. Unfortunately, one of them was not the Miami Heat. Miami Heat did not get right last night, but oh my goodness, Milwaukee did. Milwaukee was like 5 for 100 from three in the first game, which they won. But, baby, they went off. They went AWF from the three last night and beat the Miami Heat by a ton. Final score in that one was 132-98. I said going into these playoffs, watch out for Milwaukee. Everybody was talking about Brooklyn, Philly, Boston. I know folks always say, ain't nobody talking about Boston but you. Boston. But watch out for Milwaukee. They got a chip on their shoulder. They got something to prove. Coach is coaching for his life. Giannis might be out of Milwaukee soon. I mean, hey, all the lights are on somewhere else, but Milwaukee is playing by candlelight saying, let's get it. Let's get it. So, Very interesting game. And then, man, Denver flexed last night. The Joker went off. 38 points in the win, 128-109 win over Portland on a night that Dame Dollar was on fire. I'm just telling you, man, it's going to be some interesting playoffs. That series is now tied at 1 each. Dallas going to be in action tonight. Who's going to show up for the Clips? Is it Kawhi Leonard, Paul George? Who's going to show up for the Clips? Everybody said they were going to win it all. Well, it starts tonight. It's not a must-win game, but it'll be an interesting game. All right, got to take my first break. I'll come back with more. If you want in on Team Texas Tuesday. I got an idea on how we should handle the teams from Texas, especially the ones in Houston. I'll do that next right here on the lunch break.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
When Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went to the Capitol, he took an old friend, Jim Crow. Now old Jim Crow sits on Patrick's shoulder, calling the shots. For Patrick and Governor Greg Abbott and Speaker Dave Feely, they are pushing racist Jim Crow-style voting laws that steal our rights, prop up white supremacists, and tear down our democracy. They want to turn the clock back, way back to a century ago when Jim Crow and white supremacists controlled our lives, ruined our lives, took our lives. They say it's reform and ballot security, but we know better. It's discrimination and racist voter suppression. We won't go back. We won't let Dan Patrick and the racists he walks with steal our votes and destroy our country. Call 512-463-0001. Tell Dan Patrick to get Jim Crow off his shoulder and end his racist attacks on Texas. Paid for by the Texas Justice and Education Fund.
Jasmine Highsmith, you're having Inside Sports for your lunch here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, all eyes on me right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Kimberly Negrete is checking us out. Kimberlyn Negrete is checking us out. I know we got some folks tuned in on YouTube, folks tuned in on the KYOK radio station page, and folks tuned in on the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show page. If you didn't hear or see my announcement yesterday, it doesn't affect you if you're listening on AM 1140, 92.3 FM, or if you're streaming live on KYOKradio.org. I'm moving the show off of my personal Facebook page. It's just time. A lot of reasons. One of them, I just want to do it. So you're going to have to, if you want to watch it on social media, you're going to have to check it out either on the KYOK radio page or the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show page or on YouTube. And you got to do that quick because June 1st, it's over. No back by popular demands. No getting the band back together. On June 1st, I cut the plug from my personal page. And, all those who don't like the comments that I make about police brutality, racism, all the folks who don't like because, I won't make them wife number 60, all that stuff, you can stop because it's no longer my personal page. It's, it's a whole different level when it's the business page. You know what I'm saying? I get the business attorneys out there. What's up, Keith Hennick? Anyway, I'm being silly today. Here's what we ought to do for Team Texas Tuesday. For Team Texas Tuesday, here's what we ought to do. It would be so easy to be critical of the teams here in Houston for sure. Rockets had one of their worst seasons in a long time, if not in franchise history. The Texans, oh my goodness. One only can imagine how bad they're going to be this year. I think they're going to rival the Detroit Lions for the worst record in the NFL. That's just me. And then the Astros, they slid into first place by a half game thanks to their play versus the Oakland A's. And then they proceeded to get swept by, of all people, the Texas Rangers. And now they're no longer in first place. So it would be very easy to talk bad about them. It'd be very easy to go up to Dallas and talk about how bad they were last year. You know, can't talk bad about the Mavericks now. You got to leave them out of this. But the Rangers, easy to talk bad about them. Spurs, you know, you could be on one end of the spectrum or the other. It's always easy to talk bad about UT football and basketball, apparently. But what I want to do before I take this first call here is I want to make this not just Team Texas Tuesday, but it's say something good or positive about the teams in Texas Tuesday. Do me a favor and be extra. Don't just be critical, but find something positive to say about the Texans, the Rockets, the Astros, the Spurs, the Cowboys, the Dallas Stars. Find something positive to say about the WNBA team. Now, listen, if you're calling me, when I click on you, stay there. I'm talking. I don't have a producer, so I don't have someone that answers the phone. If you keep hanging up, I'm not going to keep coming back to you. Like, I'm not. And if that keeps up, I'm not going to take calls today because that tells me it's somebody I don't need to take calls from. All right, I'm going to take a break, and I'll come back, and we'll do more right after this on the lunch break.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211, conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90 day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares for
Hey,
your
Charlotte.
voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
In Jesus Christ, we are victors and not victims. We are the head and not the tail. We are above and not beneath. We depend on God alone and not the world systems. UCA is a non-profit, faith-based organization that is committed to restoring, promoting, and protecting America's traditional values of God, family, and country in urban areas. We desire to empower, educate, shape, and mold the minds of future generations. Join our mission at www.urbancongressing.org. All donations are tax deductible. This is Sean Scott, co-founder of Urban Conservatives of America. God bless.
You're having your lunch on the lunch break with KYOK.
All right, just had to shine the flashlight on some stuff. I don't know who, again, was calling and bouncing from line to line, but what you got to do is when I click on your line and you can hear the music in the background, that means you're on hold. you're in queue, you got to stay right there. It's not like calling customer service and you can hit a number and they'll call you back and you'll keep your place in line. If you hang up, you lose your place in line. So that's how we do it here on the lunch break. We're not as fancy as some of those other shows out there where they got interns in the studio, producers, and all of that. You know, one day I'm working on it as we speak. Hey, Charlotte, how you doing? Keith Hennig. Kimberlyn Negret. She just outed me for saying her name wrong. My bad. Got a little going on in here. One of those days, man. It's rainy and yucky again. Rather still be in bed, but hey, I'm in here trying to make it do what it do, baby. So, Charlotte, I think you can appreciate this. Charlotte, why don't you call me? I know you're always fun to talk to, especially about your text. Let's find something positive to say about the Texans. And I want to put a couple of house rules in place. Deshaun Watson is off limits today. We're not talking about Deshaun either as the starting quarterback or his pending litigation for sexual assault of massage therapists. And those charges are very serious and should be given their just due. I totally agree. But what I'm saying is today, since we're saying something positive, we're going to find something positive to say. All right, hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? And they hung up. So I'm probably not going to do calls today. See how people stop us from having nice things? It's kind of like putting sugar on shrimp and grits. That's why we don't have nice things. So, oh well, be one of those shows. But anyway, let me say something. Say something nice about a couple of the teams in Texas. I'll start with the Cowboys. Dak Prescott was on the field yesterday at OTAs, and that was a good look. That was a very good look. That was a good sign. Dak Prescott out there on OTAs after that horrific injury, and he looked good. Now, he didn't go through any contact drills or anything like that, but he looked good, and that's a good thing. Let me try this again. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hi, this is Maria Ferdinand. I have something nice to say about the Texans.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me buckle my seatbelt. Let me tie it up. Hold on. I got a helmet over in the other room. Let me go put that on and a mouthpiece. All right, I'm braced. Let me hear it.
Their colors are cute.
There we go. That's a nice thing to say.
See, that wasn't painful.
It really wasn't.
Have a great day.
That's it. She said, that's all I got. All right, y'all be safe out there, okay?
Thanks so much.
All right, bye. You know, we're going to take it baby steps, a step at a time. She said the Texans have nice colors. Okay, that's a nice thing. I'm saying the Cowboys, said nice things about the Cowboys. They had their franchise quarterback on the field during practice. Not the game. We talk about practice. And he was out there, and he looked all right. And then apparently one of the linebackers for the Cowboys reached out to Tony Romo and asked if he could wear the number 9 jersey, because I guess he wore the number 9 jersey in college. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. That you can be a number 9 linebacker. You can be a number 2 linebacker. You can be a number 1 something. I mean, it's almost like the jersey numbers are wide open. I don't know if this is going to help the Cowboys win any more games than they won last year, but we're saying positive things. We're not dwelling on the past. We're not looking back on the things that we can't change. We're just going to take it as it comes. And today is Say Something Nice About a Team in Texas Tuesday. In fact, I'm gonna piggyback on what Marie said. UT Longhorn fans, I've been hard on you all. I've been I've been merciless. There's no mercy whatsoever. But I changed that today. I say that your new head coach has an amazing wife with a crazy sense of style and fashion. I mean, her shoes are dope. Her purses, her dress, her outfits are just amazing. And I'm not minimizing her. I know she is a phenomenal woman. I know she is brilliant, has an amazing career, and I salute all of that. I salute all of that. It literally was her that made me open up my mind to give Steve Sarkisian a chance. It let me know that he has, he's got moments of clarity. He made a good choice in her. So guess what? He might make good choices out in the field. We're saying nice things about the teams in Texas. Hey, this new head coach for the basketball team at UT, he's going to be very interesting to watch. That's a good thing. Very interesting to watch. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? And there we go. And sadly, I think I know who that is. And all I'm going to say is just stop. Nobody was talking about you. Just stop. Just stop. Doesn't have to be that. Not today. Nobody's bothered you. Nobody's bothering you. Just stop. Oh, sweet baby Jesus, mother of mercy. Can't we all just get along? So anyway, I think that the new basketball coach over at UT is going to be interesting to watch. I think definitely, I'll say this, the Texas Tech UT games are going to be epic. And it's been a long time since Texas UT basketball has been epic. It's been a long time. So it will be fun to watch. CJ says, don't give them any energy. I try not to. I really do try to mind my own business. I try to do my own show. I do talk about other people's show, but it's be nice. It's say something nice about teams in Texas Tuesday. I got to say something nice about Jim Nantz because I've said mean things about him. Jim Nantz really had a great call on the epic win by Phil Mickelson in the PGA Championship over the weekend. I mean, really did. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hello, it's Keith Hennig.
Caller of the year 2020, my brother like no other. How are you, sir?
I am quite well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a rainy Tuesday, but we got a little sunshine peeking in, so I don't think it's going to rain all day.
Yeah, you have Austin weather down there, and
thank you. Can you send us something else next time?
I will do my best to send you snow.
Oh no. Hold on. Let me send you a list from which you can choose to send us something off the list.
Okay, that's a deal. I'll do my best to do that.
What's going on with you, Big Key?
Well, I was calling to say something nice about the Texas pro football team.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's rare that I would ever compliment Jerry Jones for anything at all.
Yeah.
But both teams have exceptional stadiums. They play in some very, very nice stadiums.
Yeah. I see where you're going with that. I like it.
I don't have much, AJ, I'm scraping the bottom of the bucket.
Well, no. We're saying nice things, and wherever we get them from, we throw those out there as a nice thing. What's interesting is if you combine the size of the jumbotrons in each of the stadiums, Cowboy Stadium and the Texans Stadium, they're the biggest in the country. Combined, they're the biggest in the country. I know that I think there's one other stadium, maybe the Rams Stadium or the Vegas Stadium, that in actual size it's bigger than the two of them individually. But when you combine them, they've got the biggest jumbotrons in the country.
Now that is a very nice thing.
Yep. So you can see all the great football that's being played down on the field, no matter what seat you're sitting in.
Speaking of, where do you think the Cowboys are going to finish in the division this year?
One or two.
Two behind Philadelphia?
It's either going to be Philadelphia or Washington. Philadelphia or Dallas that will win the division. I know Washington had such a great finish to last season, but they were 7-9.
Yeah, the Washington team's not quite good yet, but they're getting there.
But they did not address the quarterback spot other than to bring in your boy Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I'm just sorry, Ryan Fitzpatrick is not going to get them through that division. Now, I know it's not a good division, but I don't know.
Well, Ryan Fitzpatrick has his moments. The guy is my age. He's played for all 32 teams in the league. So he does have some function. He's a good game manager, and every now and then he'll do something amazing.
And that's the thing.
I don't expect him in the hunt for a wild card or anything.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I feel like they think that their defense is that good that all they need is a capable game manager at quarterback, and then they should be able to win the division at 7-10 or 8-9 or 9-8 or something like that. I don't see them winning more games than that.
Oh God! Well, 9 games would be huge for Washington. And I don't think it's going to get anywhere close to that.
Yeah, real quick, Keith. I know you've got business to do because you're a businessman. Real quick, let me just peruse Washington's schedule real quick. They open up week 1 at New England. I can't give them that. I can't just automatically say they're going to win that. They might win week 2 when they take on the Bengals. They host the Ravens. I'm giving that one to the Ravens. And then they host the Chargers. I mean, they very well could be 1-3, 2-2 after their first 4 games. And that's before they get to a division opponent when they host the Giants on Thursday Night Football.
They could very easily be 0-4.
Could be. Because don't know what Cincinnati's going to look like. Don't know what the Chargers are going to look like. But I say, again, they very well could be in a hole already.
Well, it'll be interesting. I like to keep an eye on Dallas simply because it gives me some levity. But I'm hurting for the Houston teams. I really, really am. I like the Texans, but oh boy, if they get 3 wins this year, that will be in and of itself a win.
Yeah, there's a singer. Her name is Lauryn Hill. She used to be with the Fugees, and she has a song, and the line of the song says, "It could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard." I feel like the Texans are doing that, but because it says something nice about the teams in Texas, I feel like it might be complicated, but they're going to figure out a way to make the best of it. There we go. That was pretty good, Keith. I need that credit.
I thought that was incredibly creative.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah, I worked on that one. I did.
Well, I'm looking forward to the new show coming up. I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, I appreciate you.
Excited for you.
Appreciate you. Hey, real quick, is Pop coming back or are we on Pop Watch?
I think we're on Pop Watch. Pop is 70 years old, and he's really, the last few years have not been his best.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be Becky's team.
Yeah, I do too.
Hopeful.
I hope so too. Yeah, I hope so too.
Love the guy, but we all run out of gas sometime, and I think Pop's tank is about done.
Yeah, yeah. I want him to go out on top. He did some of his best coaching this year. And again, I'm not trying to rush him off, but I'll be surprised if he does it again.
I will too.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Keith. Be safe up there, brother.
You do the same, young man. Talk soon.
All right, Keith Hennick, caller of the year 2020. Always good to hear from those guys. Heard from Ferdinand 2017. Heard from Keith Hennick 2020. Haven't heard, Lester, the greatest. We've heard from him a little bit from 2018. And then Donna Coleman Holman is one that listens on, I think, YouTube or the Lunch Break page often. And she's still around. Y'all keep her in your prayers, okay? All right, so, looking at this Washington football team, I think that they've got some challenges out the gate. Hello, you're live on the Lunch Break. Who's this?
What's going on, bro? It's Longhorn Keith.
Longhorn Keith. Did you hear all the nice things that I said about your Longhorns?
No, I didn't hear that, man. Are you serious?
Yeah, I did. I said that the new basketball coach is going to be interesting to watch. I said the games with them and Texas Tech are going to be epic, like they've never been before. I said that Steve Sarkisian obviously has moments of clarity because he chose an amazing wife who's brilliant, who's just talented, who's just phenomenal. Yeah. So I'm open. I've opened the door, man. I'm going to give him a solid chance.
Well, no, I didn't hear that. I don't know what's going on with my connection today, but of course it's been in and out. I guess the rain is causing it.
Yeah. This rain is something else, Keith.
Yeah. Hey, so how did your cold brew go when you got home yesterday?
Keith, it was almost like a mini ceremony because, the coffee waited for me, man. It waited as long as it could, and it was still right there. And I wanted to give it a shot, but I heard in the back of my head you and Kim Negrete just say let it go. So I said a few kind words over it, and I gave it a proper burial.
Good for you, man. I'm happy, man. You live to see another day.
I didn't even take a sip, man. I wanted to because it looked like it was still very good.
Got you, man. Hey, listen, I called to talk about this young man from Klein Kane who decides to took a senior year of football, and more importantly, kind of the thoughts that I keep hearing about this young man's, what I consider a business decision. And I've heard all kinds of stuff as the young man came out and said that. And I'm going to be honest with you, as a long-time football fan, and, you have some thoughts and ideas. And obviously when I first heard it, I was like, wow, that kind of hurts for a team, right? But then I thought about it and I said, I kind of like this young man's approach because I like the business idea of it. And here's the reason why I say that. Oftentimes, I've heard on all of these other sports stations about, NFL scouts are not going to like the idea of somebody who's not playing for the love of the game. Then I heard I don't want to call him an idiot, but some sports journalist who was just really stupid in his remarks by saying, well, maybe he's sitting out to fix his grades. Now, we don't say that about baseball players who miss their senior years. Right. They're, certain persuasion.
Yeah.
But so I thought about this, and I said, man, I'm really excited that this kid has tried to make this move, and here's the reason why. So we all know this year that NIL kicks in for collegiate athletes who get an endorsement deal. They can get paid while they're in college.
Yeah.
And we have seen on several occasions where, and especially at his position, and this is not going to work for every position in football, but certainly at the running back position, there are no number one draft picks in football at running back. They just don't have that because the league has made it difficult. They have protect the running back from wear and tear by the time he gets to the NFL is we don't know how long he's going to be able to last with the team. And I understand, it's a business move, right?
Right.
So in the same sense that we respect the NFL to make a business move about their teams, this young man is making a business move about his future, and I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited that he's doing it. I don't know, to what degree he'll be able to, make some money for himself, but I hope he's able to do something.
Yeah.
I really respect it.
Keith, stay right there. Let me take a quick break. I want to address that right here on the backside of that. Right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Has passed away due to COVID-19. Pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number, 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
In Jesus Christ, we are victors and not victims. We are the head and not the tail. We are above and not beneath. We depend on God alone and not the world systems. UCA is a non-profit, faith-based organization that is committed to restoring, promoting, and protecting America's traditional values of God, family, and country in urban areas. We desire to empower, educate, shape, and mold the minds of future generations. Join our mission at www.urbcongressing.org. All donations are tax deductible. This is Sean Scott, co-founder of Urban Conservatives of America. God bless.
It's the lunch break on KYOK.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I got my brother Keith, Longhorn Keith, host of Coffee with Keith, checking in, talking to us about the young man from Klein Kane that decided to skip his senior year, work on his academics, and then go on to college from there. Let me go back to the phone line. Got a little chopper style in the back. This young man's doing it chopper style, Keith. He's taking a different path than what some think that he should take. And, just in reading up on this young man a little bit, I'm not mad at him, man. I'm not mad at him at all. He's already going to the University of Texas in 2022, helped the team to an 8-3 record, ran for 2,100 yards and 30 touchdowns. So, again, I agree with what you're saying. The NFL has put has devalued the running back position. There are very few running backs that go in the first round, let alone at number one. So this young man is taking a little bit of extra stress off of his body, taking several fewer hits, and working to improve his place in his graduation class and all of that. Nothing wrong with that. So I don't understand where the priority is being placed on him having to play football versus doing, one, what he wants to do, and two, what he feels is best for him and his family.
Yeah, and here's the part that I really want to or just highlight is the fact that there's a lot of people who are talking now, especially the talking heads, they want to control the narrative in the sense by saying he's making a mistake and he's not following the patterns of what NFL teams look for, because NFL teams look for players who show their love for the game and their commitment to the game. And I want to change, and this is what I called out another sports broadcast for, is because in the same voice that you say that NFL players or NFL teams and owners are looking at players and GMs are looking at players going, well, do they really love the game because he sat out a season after you just signed them and they got injured. And that just recently happened during this mini camp, right? So when we say that it's about the love of the game, it's really not about the love of the game. It's a business transaction, and our kids and everyone who plays this game needs to understand this. Listen, I love the game of football, but I also understand that it's a business. And so as a business-minded person, you've always got to look out for your best interest in the sense that, am I doing this for somebody who is sitting across the table from me, who looks out for my best interest, and two, who is going to pay me my value?
Yeah.
And if they're not willing to do that, then he's got to make what's the best move for him. And I'm not mad at him for that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think we've seen more than ever the last couple of years just how one-sided this business relationship actually is. Greg Cook, who is in the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame, used to be a local broadcaster here on 790. And he said, it's always business when we want to call it a game, and it's always a game when we want to call it business. He was talking about the players. And that's the case, man. It's a bad decision when the business people don't have the power or the leverage. When it's a good business decision for the business people, it just means that the player or the athlete is doing what they want him or her to do. And, you know, again, I love this new generation, bro. I love this new generation because they buck the system and try to make the system work for them. And what people don't understand is that's supposedly the American way. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you know, find a way to do this, find a way to do that. Don't be a victim, da-da-da-da-da. But when you buck the status quo, like name, image, and likeness, or by sitting out a year, or by going to play overseas for a year or so, or by joining a league, creating a league that pays the players rather than uses their services to make money for yourself, all of that is just absolutely wrong and abhorrent.
Absolutely. And I love that point that you made right there, right? So as long as the players don't have the power, or at least see that they have power, they will continue to use this narrative of, you know, it's bad for business. But when the players, that you've got to follow the protocol of the NFL, but when the players realize their value and can come to the table and negotiate from the perspective of, you need me just as much as, probably as more than I need you. And I think now, as you mentioned, this new generation, the narrative is turning a little bit, and I'm hoping that more players, and listen, again, I say this, in my opinion, I don't think that this is going to work for every position.
Right, I agree.
In high school, but I do believe that certain players who have a certain status, because he could have easily broken Jonathan Graves' Texas high school football rushing record this year, had he played the senior year. But he said, no, I don't care about that. I'm trying to get in, get myself situated so that I possibly can graduate early and just play ball in college and make my money and see where it goes.
Yeah, and Keith, what's wrong with him trying that? I mean, people have tried many things. If I'm not mistaken, the Post-it note was a result of an error. You know, there's so many things that were tried that didn't work out the way people thought that they would, but it still, you know, was worth the effort because it turned into something, you know, else. What's wrong with him trying that? Why do we have to be critical of people trying to make the best decision for their lives, a life that we don't have to live 1 second of? Why do we have to be critical of what somebody tries with their life?
Well, and I'll leave you with this. That's a great question you asked, but I'll be more specific. The people who are asking the question or being critical of that young man have never walked a mile in the type of shoes that he's walked in, nor have they lived the life or the background that he's come from. So you're mad because you can't control the narrative. You're mad because he doesn't follow the systemic ways in which you want him to follow. But that game is changing, and it's old news. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it's not right. You know, your call him out. I was like, you need to be careful about the words that you choose, because here's the problem. You're basically trying to paint this kid as some dumb jock, so he has to do extra work to make sure that he gets into UT. None of these kids commit to a university like the University of Texas or Alabama, knowing the high rigorous standards that they have, without first having those things in order. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And that's why I took a lot of exception to what Scott Frost was saying up in Nebraska about these poor little kids, majority of them black, poor little kids needing him and needing the university for medical care and for, protection from COVID-19 and what have you. And the thing is, they don't realize somebody protected those kids before they got to Nebraska. Somebody protected them long before you ever heard of them. So let's not make it like, they talk about doctors having a God complex. In sports, there's a lot of savior complexes where they really feel like they are the savior of these poor little black kids. But let me throw a curveball. Remember when Josh Rosen got vilified for saying that football is not the most important thing in his life? I felt Josh Rosen, because here's a young man who's not coming up poor, who's not, trying to fight to get out of the hood, who just simply says, I enjoy playing football, but it ain't the most important thing in my life. So that makes him a bad football player?
Exactly.
It doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
Yep. Hey, brother, as always, good talking to you, man.
Hey, Keith, tell everybody what time that phenomenal show is going to be on Saturday, and go ahead and tell us something about your guests coming up.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for allowing me to do that. That's Saturday, noon to 1, right here on the legendary KYOK radio station. I will have a special guest all the way from Colombia, where there is a large story going on with coffee and more importantly with the economy in Colombia. But just a single origin roaster who's doing great work in Colombia as well as in New Orleans. She's also setting up a shop in New Orleans, and I'm super excited to have her. And this is show number 6, and we've had 6 shows with 4 women-owned and or ran businesses. And man, I'm just stoked about that alone. And so, great conversations about coffee, how you can be a part of the coffee community, and more importantly, how the coffee community can be used to be monetized in such a way that and we highlight great curators in the industry. Please tune in Saturdays, noon to 1, right here on the legendary KYOK radio station.
Appreciate you, bro. It's a great show. You're doing a great job, man. I can't wait to hear that one on Saturday.
Awesome, man. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, let me go ahead and get Sybil Wilkes on with her What You Need to Know Today, and then we'll hit the top of the hour and get back to a great discussion with Keith. As always, again, I'm not mad at this young man for thinking out of the box and trying to do something different. Parents, if you feel like that's what's best for your child, don't be afraid to do what's best for your child. That's your child. That's your child. They might play football at Alabama. They might play football at UT. They might play football at Clemson, at Ohio State. But guess what? It's still your child. I don't care how much the coach says they're going to take care of your child. That's your child. All right? All right, let me hit the top of the hour. Before I do, NBA playoff action last night saw Denver tie it up with Portland after a 128-109 win. The Joker, 38 points in the win. Dame Dollar went off 42 and 10 in the loss. Milwaukee up 2-0 after blowing Miami all the way out, 132-98. I think Milwaukee took something like 50 some odd threes and made over half of them. So congratulations to them figuring it out. Jimmy Butler, check on Jimmy, 10 in the loss. Giannis had 31 and 10 in the win. Tonight, Brooklyn hosting Boston, 6:30. Phoenix hosting them Lakers, 9. Clips hosting Mavericks, 9:30. All those times are central. And then, of course, Major League Baseball Astros back on the diamond tonight when they host, becoming their arch rival, the LA Dodgers. We'll talk more right after this.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. 1 year ago today, millions of people worldwide watched the murder of a then unknown African-American man we've come to know as George Floyd at the knee of a then unknown white Minneapolis policeman. Darnella Frazier's video presented a scene of utter disbelief for millions, and yet sadly confirmed what millions already knew and many experienced. In some cases, there has been change. In others, the work is even more difficult than ever before. A new study finds that women with polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, are at a higher risk for COVID-19 compared to others in their age and sex groups. PCOS affects about 1 in every 10 women of childbearing age. It's an imbalance of reproductive hormones, usually accompanies several COVID-19 comorbidities, including obesity, high blood pressure, and low levels of vitamin D. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com.
The Legendary 1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. All is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football, no. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. Baby, I got this. I got this. Talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all these trying to be the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the Jets reps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. So much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like this. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Why don't you step on the field, man? That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You haven't working my way. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Baby, I got this. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, that's just first hour on the books, second hour underway right here on the legendary KYOK and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. You're listening on AM 1140, 92.3 FM. What up? How you doing? You out there in this weather? If you are, keep both hands on the steering wheel and slow it down a little bit. I said that yesterday with this rain. People like to speed up for some reason and maneuver in and out of cars so that they can get around and what have you. But trust me, that is one of the most dangerous things to do in wet weather. I don't care how fancy your truck is or how nice your car is or how new your tires are. Every now and then they hit a patch of water that is bigger than them. And when you mess up, everybody gets messed up. So please be safe. Please be safe. All right? Not fussing, just trying to help somebody. All right? And then again, want to appreciate everyone that's tuning in on social media. We are tuned in on Facebook, on my personal page, on the station page, on the on the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show page, and on YouTube. And starting on next Tuesday, you'll only be able to catch it on the station page, on the Lunch Break page, and on the YouTube page. And then coming very soon will be some other outlets that will be on. I'll keep you posted on that. keep you posted on that. So that's how we're doing it right now. That's exactly how we're doing it. Going to make some changes to some of the names at the beginning of the month. Media Monday is going to go to Oh My Goodness Monday. I'm excited about that. Got some new drops that I'm working with and some different voices that'll be coming in just to say, oh my goodness. And then I'm thinking about Tuesday now. Team Texas Tuesday. I don't know. I'm thinking about it because some of y'all are not nice to the teams in Texas. I'm not one of those. I love every single team in Texas. I love them like play cousins. I love them. So y'all got to be nicer to the teams in Texas, or I got to change the name. So, I got some young intern producers that are trying to come up with different ways to spice up the show. So, I done turned it over to the young people. I'm going to see what the young people can come up with. I got one young man, so fly. Every time I see him, it's like, dude, do you wake up fly? I mean, he's one of those old school, new school deals, kind of wears the old Kango cap. But he's got on some like new school shirt. He got a whole vibe going on, and young man's got some great ideas. So I want to see what he can come up with for the show. All right, Kimberlyn Negrete says it was scary out there yesterday. Be careful. It was scary out there today. Coming in today, it was still raining. It has stopped over here in the Greens Point area, but y'all got to be careful out there. This rain is no joke, man. Rain is no joke. And speeding up in the rain doesn't help. And I'm a firm believer. I like to get out of the way so other people can have it. If y'all just let me go, the rest of the road is yours. Like, I'm one of those dudes, I get in the far left-hand lane to pass up the slower people. Some people get in there to just drive. Like, as soon as they get on the freeway, they get all the way over to the left. It's like, why are you doing that? That's not a riding lane. That's a passing lane. That's what we might do. On Tuesday, it might be Pet Peeve Tuesday. And we can do pet peeves from sports. We can do pet peeves from life. What y'all think about that? Pet Peeve Tuesday. Keith Hennig says, please, please, please do not change Freestyle Friday. No, I'm not. Freestyle Friday is kind of locked in. I got sponsors that love Freestyle Friday. I got sponsors that literally say, yo, why don't you interview my so-and-so that's got a book, or my niece that's doing this, or, I love that. I love that because now they're not just sponsoring, they're getting engaged in the programming. And I'm open to that. So, but anyway, what do y'all think about Pet Peeve Tuesday? Can y'all rock with that? Are there enough pet peeves out in the world that we can talk about it every Tuesday in addition to sports? I like it. But that's just me. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Yeah, that's good. Just got some good news. I love when I pray for people and they get the results that they were looking for. I love that. All right, Nikki Berry. Hey, Nikki Berry. How's your amazing son, daughter, husband? Nikki Berry's got a whole crew I like. I love your whole crew. Keith Hennig, how about the day after Monday, Tuesday? That's why I turned it over to the young people, Keith. That's why I turned it over to the young people. We are bringing back the co-host of the day during the summer. So if you got young people out there that you think would be fun to be on the radio, get them lined up because we're doing co-host of the day through the summer. So if you got some young person that has access to a phone, tablet, internet, internet, get them at me because I want to get them on the show. I had a lot of fun with that. We didn't have the video set up. We had a lot of our co-hosts for the day set up on phone calls, but now we can actually see them doing their thing, and that would be really cool. So I want to do that. Natasha Marie, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. She is one of the amazing hosts of one of the baddest shows in the business. I'm talking about the Not So Christian in Me show. Yeah, she knows what she's talking about. I like it. Another great guest on this past Saturday. It comes on Saturdays from 1 to 2. Larry Scott, Denise Scott, Natasha Marie, and others. They blow it out on Saturdays. It's a good show. It's a good show. I be wanting to call in and just say some not so Christian things in me, but they haven't okayed me for that yet. Nikki Berry said, the family is doing well. We love you too. I want to be an honorary family member. I want to be your brother, your children's uncle, your husband's brother. I want family rights. I want in. What is there a ritual? What I got to do? Do I got to eat something old like Fear Factor? Get me in the group. I want in. So when you go to the Stellas and you say, yo, I want to thank my family, I can say, oh, she's talking about me too. Oh, God. Natasha Marie, hey, Overseer Barry, glad to see you tuning in. Oh, my bad. I didn't know she was an overseer. Do I need to, Nikki, put the ring out. Let me kiss the ring real fast. Nikki said, yes, I'm in the family, y'all. She said yes. She said yes. I am now officially Uncle AJ. It's official. So when y'all hear me call her sis, you know why. She said yes. Stop it. Don't try to hate on me. Just because you ain't in the family. We'll let you visit, maybe. Maybe. You know how I am with people. Who is it? Willie Mo? Willie Mo who? Willie Mo D? You gonna open up? No. 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 Uh-oh. Somebody just sent me a message. Okay. I'm in trouble. Let me take a break. I done got in trouble. Running my mouth too much. Let me click. I'll be right back right after this. Hey, Willie Gibson, stand by, bro. Stand by. You might be up. I'll be right back on the lunch break.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hours.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
When Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went to the Capitol, he took an old friend, Jim. Now old Jim Crow sits on Patrick's shoulder, calling the shots. For Patrick and Governor Greg Abbott and Speaker Dave Phelan.
Oh, I see you, Overseer Barry. Okay, it's two different Barrys.
Prop up white supremacists and tear down our democracy. They want to turn the
shout out to you, Overseer Barry.
Back to a century ago when Jim Crow and white supremacists controlled our lives, ruined our lives, took our lives. They say it's reform and balanced security, but we know better. It's discrimination and racist voter suppression. We won't go back. We won't let Dan Patrick and the racists he walks with steal our votes and destroy our country. Call 512-463-0001. Tell Dan Patrick to get Jim Crow off his shoulder and end his racist attacks on Texas. Paid for by the Texas Justice and Education Fund.
You're listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. And folks tune in on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Appreciate y'all. I think we got to get a broadcast going on Twitter. They rough on Twitter though. I get whooped on Twitter often. But anyway, let me pull the music down real quick. So there are more than one Barrys on the show today. We've got Overseer Barry, as Natasha Marie respectfully identified, and Overseer Barry has said, to God be the glory. Overseer Barry, welcome to the program. It's the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show, and we're glad to have you. And then, of course, we have my new sister, Nikki Berry, who is tuned in. We just had her son on the show. Her daughter, her son's twin daughter, twin sister. Come on, get it right, Dre. She, chimed in on the show, and of course, husband was on there. A lot of family members had a great time Freestyle Friday with the Berry family. So I wanted to get that straight. Nikki Berry is my sister, and then we've got Overseer Berry tuned into the show as well. So we're so glad to have y'all. So glad to have you. See, that's what happens when you try to be a nut. You get yourself in trouble, and I got to try and get out of it. So Overseer Berry, please pray for me. And Nikki Berry, please pray for me, because both y'all praying folk. I know that. Nikki, we got to get you back on the show, find out how the book has been doing. Y'all remember she released a prayer journal book not too long ago and did a whole series on it online, and would love to have her back on the show to kind of update us on how that process went, how the book went. Got to have her back on a Freestyle Friday. All right, so Julio Jones either did or did not know that he was going to be on the radio or on the TV show with Shannon Sharpe, because Shannon Sharpe called him live on the air, similar to the way I do from time to time. In fact, let me see if I can't pull one of these off. Hang on real quick. I want to see. I haven't done this in a while, so let me see if I can get in some more trouble today. Kim DeGret said, "Are you in trouble?" Yeah, I stay in trouble. But I'm going to get in more trouble. See if I can't call somebody live on the air. Y'all stay right there. Hold on. Let y'all hear me dialing it so y'all know I'm really dialing. I'm calling Julio Jones and see if I can't get Julio Jones on the air, and we find out if he's really going to leave Atlanta.
Hello?
Hey, yo, is this Julio Jones?
I'm sorry, no, it's not.
Oh, okay. Is this Dr. Aki Davis?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I've got you live on the radio. I'm trying to see what Julio Jones might have felt like yesterday when Shannon Sharpe called him live on the air while they were on the show Undisputed, and he thought he was talking to his homeboy. So what would you have said to me if you didn't know you were live on the radio? Like, we ain't talked in a while. What would you say? Yo, what's up, Dre?
Dre, I would have just hung up on you, man. It wouldn't have been nothing, no hard feelings, though.
Oh, okay. So
I
you think
called you back after the show
and had some choice words for me, huh?
Yeah.
How do you think it went down with Shannon and Julio Jones yesterday? Do you think he really didn't know he was on the air?
I don't think he knew he was on the air. I think Shannon might wake up and find himself home blocked.
Oh no! I hate when my brothers block me. That's a serious block right there.
Well, that was kind of a clout chasing move, just because you can call Julio when you live on a major sporting network like that. You don't put him on blast like that.
But I mean, that's what I do with you. You my clout chaser. Whenever I wanna act like I got an insider going on, I say, yo, hold on. Let me get Dr. Aki on the phone right now. Like, we haven't talked like I was gonna call you today, so I just hit you on the air, and there you are.
Hey, I answered the phone because I knew it was you.
Well, listen, do me a favor. Don't block me after the show today, because I like doing this. I like being able to do this.
Oh, I never blocked you, AJ.
Yeah, man. I see you've moved on from the books, and you out there trying to sell the cooking skills. What's going on with that, Dr. Aki? Can you really cook, bro?
Oh, yeah, AJ. I can throw down, man. I'm doing that right now. I haven't gave up on the book. I'm just trying to get the third one out there,
Yeah, I pulled out If These Walls Could Talk last night, man. I pulled it out of a box because it hadn't been too long since I moved as well. And I was like, yeah, man, this dude is out there hustling this book right here. I'm proud of you, man.
Man, thank you. I appreciate it, AJ. That's the only way to do it right now.
Yeah, so what's the third book going to be?
Oh, man. I'm
trying to get an exclusive now. I need an exclusive on the lunch break.
You'll get not right now.
Oh man, I thought we could get some of that Shannon Sharp, Julio Jones love.
I don't know, man. Shannon was wrong for that, man.
Hey, so it's say something nice about the teams in Texas. What can you come up with nice to say about the Rockets after their season ended the way it did?
Well, hopefully we get the first pick, and Kenyon Martin Jr. looked a lot better than anybody thought he would look. Kevin Porter Jr. is a good prospect. Jayshawn Tate looks good. Christian Wood looks good, and they're about 2 or 3 years from making the playoffs. They keep on losing to get the top pick in college.
So do they have to go 2 years? Because I'm on record of saying that if they get the number 1 pick and it's Cunningham out of Oklahoma State, along with those names that you just named, and possibly a healthy John Wall, that this team literally will be in the playoffs. And I'm not talking about play-in. I'm talking about top 8 at the end of next season.
Well, the reason why is because Cade Cunningham's only 19. It's going to take him a year or 2 to get adjusted to where he just totally is doing his thing in the NBA. He still has to go through some years. As much potential as he has, he's not going to be able to come right in off the bat and just take over.
But would he have to, though, given this team, the way it's built right now? They've got some pieces, man. And if that team is able to go through some kind of off-season, come into the season without any drama like they had last year, because they had all the drama last year, and Stephen Silas is able to just be him, I think this team can get off to a good start next season.
It's bad, and it's funny you said it. As bad as our record was, it was a lot of fun watching the team, watching young players.
Yeah. And remember, they turned over the lineup mid-season, getting rid of Boogie, getting rid of some of the other guys, Oladipo, getting rid of, PJ and basically shutting Eric Gordon down for the year. I mean, it was a lot of Ben McLemore. It was a lot of turnover. So what we saw at the end of the year is a glimpse of what's to come.
Yeah, they have a bright future. I think Raphael Stone has done a great job of acquiring talent. And then somebody I didn't mention who I was impressed with was Armani Brooks.
Yeah, yep. A 3-point shooting beast.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let me pat myself on the back. I told y'all about Kenyon Martin Jr. I tried to tell y'all, but y'all didn't want to hear me. Ain't nobody want to hear me then.
Yeah, you did say that. I got to give you, man. All I've seen is highlights behind the academy, and that was, so I didn't have any college highlights to look at him on or any pro highlights to look at him on, so I couldn't. All I knew he was Kmart's son. So I
was going to say, you should have known based on who his daddy was, he could jump out the gym, so.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be nice. I didn't know his 3-point shot was as good as it was.
Yeah. No, I'm happy for the young man. All right, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, brother.
You can find me on Instagram at PageTurner0823 and Twitter at Dr. Aki Davis.
Have you cleaned up your Instagram page yet, man?
Man, I'm trying, AJ. I don't really like all that stuff on my page anymore. It was kind of cool at first, but then it got a little bit raunchy, man.
Bruh, and I'm telling you, if them Forex traders come for me one more time, bro, I'm trying to clean my life. I don't need no bunch of Forex traders in my life right now.
Oh, my God. Them Forex traders are driving me crazy. Telling me how much they make in a day, and then they DoorDashing me at the same time.
Brother, have a good one, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right, man. That's my brother Aki. Had to do some Shannon Sharp on him. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
With diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90 days applies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org. Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, T.D. Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK, 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
Lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
That is a Southern University. And a song entitled Flawless. Had a couple of people send me some HBCU clips today, so I figured I'd go ahead and get them on. Overseer Barry, I'm sorry, let me get it right. Overseer Barry said, there's a crown of glory on your head. I receive it. I mean that. Yeah. What about HBCU Tuesdays? HBCU Tuesdays. Can we do that? Can I do a wrap up in the weekend in HBCU sports on Tuesdays? That might have a little life on. If we're gonna commit to HBCUs, we got to commit a whole day to them. And it kind of falls in the Team Texas Tuesday thing because we could be talking about TSU, Prairie View. We could be talking about just all the other schools out there. What do you think? Somebody said they didn't like Pet Peeve Tuesday. Somebody said one of my pet peeves is people changing stuff I like. I heard that loud and clear. Southern University, always flawless. Kim DeGratte act like she really graduated from Southern. Child, we know you went to Tulane. We know you went to Loyola. Are we trying to claim that HBCU? You know you was over at one of the PWIs. Don't play. Graduated from Loyola, across the hedges from Tulane. Closest she been to an HBCU was when she went to the Bayou Classic as a visitor. Don't try it. All the Southern grads, where y'all at? Southern grads, make some noise. Let me hear y'all. If you're a Southern grad, call up 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. In fact, let's do it like this. If you're an HBCU grad, if you graduated, attended, spent some time on the campus of an HBCU, let me hear from you. 281-453-1000. You cannot text me. I need to hear from you. Kim DeCrest said, I got the degree. Now, I did do a PWI for graduate school, rolls her eyes. Somebody from an HBCU, TSU, Prairie View, Paul Quinn, Texas College, somebody from an HBCU, hit me up. I want to hear from you. Grambling, Southern. Let me hear from you. See, phone ain't ringing. We can't do HBCU Tuesdays. Can't do it. 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 All right, let's see. AJ, I can't call right now, but them Grambling Tigers are in the house. Best band ever. All right, I got you. I got you. AJ, who'd you get in trouble with? I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Hold on. Let's see. Kimberly Negrete, you would do that while I'm in the office with someone. Kimberly Negrete, do it. I'll fix my schedule. CJ said, why can't? Why can't? Well, okay, somebody bring. Let me see who this is. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Willie Gibson.
Willie Gibson. Willie Gibson, you ain't go to no HBCU. Where you go to school?
The last you said spend a little time on the campus. I spend a little time on the campus.
Wait, man. Wait. I'm not ready. I wasn't ready. Willie said, you said spend a little time on the campus. I spent a little time on the campus. Which campus did you spend a little time on, Willie?
Central State.
Man, you up there with the Marauders?
I took a visit.
Willie said I walked across the yard with one of my homeboys. That count? That count?
Went to the, I may not have been in the community kids center. Yeah, absolutely.
Man, let me tell you something. I was getting on the plane for my little mental health break, and there was a young lady wearing a mask from Xavier, and then there was another young lady had on a T-shirt. So all three of the people in this one row went to Xavier University. I held up the line, told them how much I appreciated their school being right there in New Orleans, Louisiana. So when I wasn't in class at Tulane University, I could be over at their school at Xavier University of New Orleans, hanging out with their friends and family.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel you, Doc. I feel you. You got a friend or a colleague that works at Central State too, right?
Yeah, James Brown. The track coach at Central State.
Bro, we got to get him on the show. What are we doing?
Let's get it.
Speaking of, Willie, North Carolina A&T is sending 27 track and field athletes to the NCAA regional. So if folk don't know, HBCUs represent very well track and field, bro. Very well.
Oh, without question.
Yeah.
He actually, I don't know, you may remember the Cosby Show. Back in the 80s, Tailwind Turner, one of the times he was running the track. His nemesis was Tailwind Turner. That actually, Tailwind Turner was actually his track coach at Central State. He was track coach at Central State at that time.
Get out of Dodge. Willie, you just are a wealth of information. How do you maintain all that information?
That's glory, man. It's not me. All of him, nothing. All seriously. All jokes aside. You know that. I'm not. It's not me.
That's all right, bro. I admire it. I appreciate it. Because that one right there, man. I remember when you said you remember the episodes. Yeah, I remember because I'm a track guy. I've always been a track guy. And when you hear somebody mention something about track, which we understand now because the main person on the show was a track star at Temple. Yeah. So I appreciate that one. Definitely. I think I mentioned when I wore the Wilberforce University T-shirt that my dad went to Wilberforce and played baseball at Wilberforce. He was a catcher. And, me coming up in Little League, guess what I wanted to be? I was a catcher. Now, I wasn't gunning nobody out, and I wasn't doing all that, but I had an ability to get to some balls that were all over the place, just being a little quick. But, man, I didn't like catching. I told my dad, I love you, but I need to get out in that outfield.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Wilberforce, Central State, right across the street from each other?
Yeah, real story. During my visit, we were walking, and we're still on Central State's campus, and where you guys headed? At the dorm. I said, no, this dorm is this campus is cold. Oh, we're in here, Central
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Because here in Houston, of course, we got TSU, and then further down the highway, we've got Prairie View. And those two aren't like, I couldn't imagine having two HBCUs like right in that same vicinity. TSU is real close to U of H, but those two don't quite hang out like I can imagine they do at Wilberforce and Central State.
So what's the word down there? What's the conversation about Shaq phone?
Wait, say it again.
Shaq's killing them. His son playing with TSU.
Yeah, man. Apparently that was something that had been in the works for a minute, and the O'Neal family, especially Shakir, have a whole lot of respect for Johnny Jones and what he has been able to do at TSU. And of course, that run that they had in the NCAA tournament sealed the deal for the young man. Now he's got a brother and sister over at LSU, and didn't want to kind of follow them, but he's in the neighborhood now by being at TSU. But they apparently have a whole lot of respect for Johnny Jones and the way he handles the program.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, he's an assistant for Dale Brown. With the LSU.
I think that was the case. Yep. I think you're absolutely right, because Shaquille talked about the long history he had with Johnny Jones, and obviously Shakir growing up, must have been around him some as well. So, here we go.
Relationship. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it getting started. Hey, say something nice about the teams in Texas Tuesday. So anything you can say something nice about any of the teams here in the state?
Absolutely. Number 4 was in the building yesterday at the Star. Prescott.
Yeah, I know.
Prescott on the field.
Man, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Am I crazy to think that the Cowboys will be either 1 or 2 in the NFC East this year?
No, that's not crazy at all.
Yeah, I mean, again, everybody wants me to just go heads over heels about Washington. My little sister, Kelsey Nicole Nelson, obviously is a big Washington football team fan. And I'm just telling her, baby, I know they had a great year. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me look again. They were 7-9. Their defense was great. Well, their defense, gave up 9 losses. So, and I'm thinking that Ryan Fitzpatrick coming to run the quarterback spot is just going to fix everything?
No.
I mean, until they show me otherwise, that's not that Ravens defense. That's not that Tampa defense. That's not that Bears defense. This is not a team, to me, that can win it all with just anybody at quarterback because the defense is so good. I don't see that in them yet.
Absolutely not. I mean, I love Ron Rivera. I love the story. His survived cancer. That's phenomenal. I don't take that lightly or little that. But no, that team. I mean, they're decent, but they're not. Ryan Fitzpatrick does not put them over the hump. Aaron Rodgers.
That would put him over the hump. Or if they found a way to get the number 4 out of Houston up there, and he's able to play over half of the games, that would put them over the hump too. But just bringing in Ryan Fitzpatrick, no. And here's why I say Philly and Dallas. We got Willie Gibson joining us on the show, broadcast journalist from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Here's why I say Dallas and Philly. I'll start with Dallas. If their defense plays marginally better than it did, we already know the offense is going to be better because of who they have under center. But if the defense plays marginally better, think about how many of those losses could be translated into wins. And then you go over to Philly with the quarterback spot being better and more consistent. Think about how many of those losses could be turned into wins. So now you're not looking at 7-9 winning the division. You might have a 9-10 win team at the top of the heap and then everybody else. And I think that Philly and or Dallas could do that?
I'll definitely say Dallas. I mean, they have a defensive coordinator now, and
Right.
Dan Quinn, he was defensive guru. Look what he did at Atlanta. He was the head coach in Atlanta. Some guys are just coordinators. Wade Phillips was the head coach in, I think, 2 or 3 times in the league. Was not the best, but he's a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Some guys, they just have a role.
Yep.
They're assistants, they're career assistants, and that's okay.
Yep.
And Dan Quinn in Seattle was a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Granted, leading the Bulls, he had Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, those guys. Yeah, but he cut his teeth on the defense. So just focusing now on the defense in Dallas, marginally better. Mike Nolan was awesome.
Yep.
So just that alone. And then Philly, what is it? Joe Jonas,
Yep.
Jonas Brothers,
Yep.
head coach.
You funny.
I can't roll with them.
You funny. Yeah, that's up to me. It's funny that you said those two things, because to me, the best offseason acquisition for the Cowboys was Dan Quinn. Best offseason acquisition. I'm not talking about draft picks or free agents. Was Dan Quinn. And the biggest question mark to me in Philly is not Jalen Hurts. It's the head coach. It's the head coach.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I mean, it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Most definitely. Willie, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, bro.
appreciate you. Will Gibson 7 on Twitter and Instagram. Will Knowles, basic page. Podcast. So see, I was about to break out a Chris Gardner tagline, but I'm not that sweet yet.
Yeah, you know what? I got a few people working on that for you. So as soon as we come up with something, I'm gonna propose it to you.
My man, love that guy. That's my dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate the connection as well.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. You be safe out there, Will.
Hey, you as well. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Willie Gibson, right here on the show. Appreciate him calling in as always. All right, let me take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Loved one has passed away due to COVID-19. Pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
In Jesus Christ, we are victors and not victims. We are the head and not the tail. We are above and not beneath. We depend on God alone and not the world systems. UCA is a nonprofit faith-based organization that is committed to restoring, promoting, and protecting America's traditional values of God, family, and country in urban areas. We desire to empower, educate, shape, and mold the minds of future generations. Join our mission at www.urbconferencing.org. All donations are tax deductible. This is Sean Scott, co-founder of Urban Concerns of America. God bless.
You're listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All new 92.3 FM. It's our Team Texas Tuesday. And I'm really proud of y'all because y'all all have said nice things about the teams in Texas. Marie and Ferdinand started it off saying that the Texans have nice uniforms. I received that. I think that's a beautiful statement. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I've been saying nice things about the teams in Texas ongoing. You know what? In fact, let me just go ahead and just blow this whole thing up. I've been saying mean things about the Rangers, because they busted up their stadium like in January, talking about, we're going to have full capacity. I'm going to say something nice about them. They really played their tails off when they swept the Astros. I mean, there was a game when they were down that they literally could have wrapped it up and said, all right, we'll try it again tomorrow. And they stayed in there and pulled out a win. So I got to give credit where credit is due. The Rangers gutted it out and got a sweep over a team that looked like they were about to start rolling and, do what they normally do in the American League West. And that wasn't the case. Rangers said, no, 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 and pulled out the rejection of the Houston Astros. So I gotta give them credit. I gotta give them credit. I'm not gonna take that away from them. Football fans, I'll just say this. Julio Jones might not have known he was on the radio or on live on the show Undisputed, but he's got two teams that if he goes to either one of them, it's going to be a problem for everybody else that they play. If Julio Jones ends up in New England, watch out. And I'm serious. And again, let me qualify. If Cam Newton is the quarterback, watch out. Watch out. Mac Jones, whole different story. You don't know what he's going to do. But if Julio Jones goes to Tennessee, I'm telling you, Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, and a very good Tennessee defense and offensive line? Are you kidding me? Oh, man, forget about it. Everybody who thinks that Indianapolis has a chance and, all these other teams in the AFC South have a chance, please. Tennessee's going to win 13-14 if they get Julio Jones and they just keep doing what they've done and throw the ball up to Julio Jones. Baby. Ball game. AFC South is AFC North. AFC South. I'm tripping. AFC South is locked. It's locked. Number 1, Tennessee. Number 2, Jacksonville or the Colts. Number 3, Jacksonville or the Colts. And number last is the Texans. And I say that nicely. So let's just watch out for that. Aaron Rodgers says that it's not about them drafting Jordan Love. It's not about what everybody else is making it out to be. He's basically saying he doesn't like the philosophy of the front office. He doesn't like the direction that they're taking the organization in. He doesn't feel like there's a respect for the history, the legacy, the fans, any of that. And he didn't call names, but it is clear him and the general manager are not buds. They are not cool. It's like the time Michael Jackson got up to accept an award. He wanted to thank his brothers and Jermaine. I'm sorry. Isn't Jermaine one of your brothers? Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers thanked everyone in the organization, gave everyone in the organization some love other than the general manager and the front office. Not a good sign. And he was non-committal on whether or not he was demanding to be traded. Translation, get me out of here. Find a spot and let go. Aaron Rodgers is like, yo, I'll go win in Denver. Send me to Denver. Wow. Interesting. Now, like Willie Gibson said, if Aaron Rodgers goes to Washington, scrap everything that I said. Everything. Big Time Floyd just chimed in. He says, hello, AJ and the Breakers. Defense coordinator Dan Quinn was hired by Jerry Jones just in case Mike McCarthy gets the boys to the NFC Championship. I think Dan Quinn's going to help the boys get to the NFC Championship, be honest with you. Let me see something real quick. Okay. There are a couple of twins that are coming out in basketball. Amen and Asar Thomas, elite twins in the class of 2020, have decided to sign with an agency, Overtime Elite. And by doing so, they are foregoing possible college careers with Alabama, Arizona, Auburn, Arizona State, and Kansas, and everybody else. So they're deciding to go pro and see where they're going. 6'6", 190-pound guards out of Fort Lauderdale, Pinecrest School, are now two of the latest elite prospects to profit from their talent, name, image, and likeness in recent months following Matt Bewley, Ryan Bewley, Michael Foster, Jaden Harden, and Scooter Henderson. All right, let's see how this works out for them. Again, I love it when young people and their families decide to do what they think is best for them. I am not somebody that's going to, I didn't do it. Listen, if I didn't do it with LeVar Ball and the way he handled his boys, I'm not going to do it with these young men and with the young man who decided to sit out of his senior year of high school. Who was the announcer, the broadcast journalist that went off because a player decided to rest? They decided to manage his minutes, load management in high school. I still don't understand where we feel like we have these young people have an obligation to our entertainment. Just because we show up and buy a ticket doesn't mean that these young people should play if they decide to rest. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. That's their life. That's their well-being. It's our privilege. It's our honor to be able to watch them play, not our birthright. So, we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing how these young men work out. I'll be honest. I'm not one of those guys. Oh, yeah, I followed this kid since he was, there are a couple of people I follow from early on in their lives. These are not two of them. Amen and Asar Thompson out of Florida. I'm going to be watching them and rooting for them, not rooting for them to fail. All right, listen, got to get ready to wrap this thing up, but y'all didn't help me out. We can't do HBCU Tuesday because none of the HBCU folks called. Willie called, so one out of how many listeners, viewers do I have? Somebody chimed in that they don't want Pet Peeve Tuesday. Keith Hennig's vote was, let's call it the day after Monday Tuesday. Team Texas Tuesday, man. Y'all are not nice to the teams in Texas. Kimberly Legret, truth be told, they are looked at as commodities and not people. Exactly. I mean, a whole kid was literally run to death at the University of Maryland, and all people wanted to talk about was what a great father and husband and man DJ Durkin was. I'm sorry. A coach under his leadership, strength and conditioning coach under his leadership, just ran a kid to death. I don't care about his marital accolades and his fatherly accolades and his husbandly accolades. I don't care about that. He had one job: take care of these kids. Didn't do it. Gotta go. It's not cancel culture. It's called accountability. And, Maryland is still playing football. They didn't shut it down for a while. They didn't, go through internal investigations to look at themselves and they didn't do any of that. They moved that kid's name off the locker. They took his stuff out of the locker and they put somebody else's name on it. and they put somebody else in his jersey, and they put somebody else out on the field. Now, I'll be honest with you, I love the way the president of that university handled it. I really do. Unless there's something else I don't know. That president stepped out early and said, we failed this kid and this family, and we need to pay them whatever we can, to mitigate in some small way their loss. Y'all know I love sports. My career is in sports right now. I still don't look at these young people and even professionals. I don't look at them as commodities. I looked at Derrick Rose, Sunday night, and I'm like, man, I will never forget how they vilified this young man for saying, I want to be able to play with my children and play with my daughter, and everybody, oh God, he's soft. How dare you? What about the fans? What about the season ticket holders? What about the TV